I
I do.
object
What's your objection?
because I was traveling. I wasn't driving. Is there any injured party? Do we have a sworn affidavit or complaint from an injured party? No one was injured. There's no injured parties. If you guys can't bring forth any injured party, then why are we still here? I need this to be dismissed, and the funds that was issued on the bond account needs to be reimbursed to me. Period. You guys don't have any injured party here. Based on the Constitution, the Sixth Amendment, if you guys can't bring forth the accuser, then this needs to be dismissed.
You can answer
Today's
the
hearing
question,
features a
Mr. Officer Moran.
defendant who identifies with
Yes,
sovereign
I do
citizen
see the
beliefs
defendant
and
in the court
argues that
today.
standard
Your
traffic
Honor, let
laws
the
do
record
not
reflect that
apply to him.
Officer Moran
He
has
claims he was
identified the
traveling
defendant, Anthony
rather than driving,
Mathis.
suggesting that this
The record will
distinction
so
should
reflect.
exempt him from responsibility.
When you pulled the defendant
However,
over, did you
body
have a
camera footage from the
conversation with
incident
him?
I
reportedly
did.
shows him running a red
And
light, which directly challenges that argument. As the
in
case
that
unfolds,
conversation, did
the
he
court
admit to you that
examines
he had
how his
driven
claims
through
align with the
the
evidence
red light?
presented.
He
The
did.
exchange highlights the contrast
And
between
ultimately, you
personal
issued him a ticket?
interpretations of the
I
law
did.
and established
What
legal
was that ticket
standards,
for that
making
you
the
had issued him?
proceedings both
I actually
tense and
issued him an
closely
impeding traffic
watched.
ticket. In Washington Light facing westbound. I had a green arrow and a vehicle proceeded eastbound on 11 mile through a light, which gained my attention. That light was red for them, which draw my attention to that vehicle.
Judge, at this time, I'd like to play that video from Officer Moran's dash cam. Judge, I'm just gonna stop that video here. Is that the video taken from your patrol car?
That is the vehicle for my patrol vehicle.
Does that fairly and accurately portray the events of the incident that led to the defendant being issued a civil infraction on that date and time?
It does.
Your Honor, I'd ask that that video be admitted into evidence.
All right, so admitted.
Officer, so what do you see on that video?
What I see, like I spoke to earlier, I was stopped at the 11 mile at Washington Light facing westbound. I got the green arrow to turn southbound on Washington when a vehicle proceeded eastbound through, obviously, the red light.
When you approached that vehicle, did you observe the driver of that vehicle?
I did.
Do you recognize the driver of that vehicle on this Zoom today?
I
I do.
object
What's your objection?
because I was traveling. I wasn't driving.
The moment he interrupts
I actually
with an
issued him
objection
an impeding
feels
traffic ticket.
premature, especially since the
But
court is
that's not
still
what
in the
he actually
process of
did,
presenting
correct?
testimony
No,
and
that's not.
evidence. In legal
Why did you
proceedings,
issue him
an
an
objection must be
impeding
based on a
traffic ticket?
specific rule or
Mr.
issue,
Mathis at the time
not
had a good
simply
driving
disagreement
record.
with what is
He
being
knew what he
said.
did. He told
His
me he admitted
reaction
to it,
suggests
and
he may
he had a
not
good attitude
fully
on the road.
understand
So
how
I
courtroom
chose
procedure
to go an
works
impeding
or what
traffic ticket.
qualifies as valid
I
testimony
object.
that IT is striking that he
What's your
appears
objection?
willing
I
to
never
represent
admitted to
himself
anything.
without
You guys
fully
have that on the
grasping the
record? Did you
basics
guys
of
pull
legal
that up that I
process.
admitted to
Choosing to
something?
You'll
proceed
have a
without
chance
an
to,
attorney
That's
can
false.
carry
Mr.
significant
Mathis, you'll have a
risks,
chance. Your
particularly
objection's
when
overruled. This is
complex
his
rules of
testimony from
evidence
his
and
memory. You'll have
procedure
a
are
chance to
involved.
testify
The
yourself and add
contrast
any
between his
additional evidence here.
confidence and
So
his apparent
at this point,
confusion makes
it's
the
not a proper
exchange
objection.
both
It's overruled.
puzzling and, for some
Anything else to
observers,
add there to that?
difficult to watch
What,
at the same
just very
time.
briefly,
The
Judge,
situation
what,
draws attention because it highlights the tension
what
between personal
infraction did
beliefs
you
about the
actually
law and the
observe?
structured reality
I
of
could have wrote
courtroom
him
practice.
You can answer the question, Officer Moran. Yes, I do see the defendant in the court today.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that Officer Moran has identified the defendant, Anthony Mathis.
The record will so reflect.
When you pulled the defendant over, did you have a conversation with him?
I did.
And in that conversation, did he admit to you that he had driven through the red light?
He did.
And ultimately, you issued him a ticket?
I did.
What was that ticket for that you had issued him?
I actually issued him an impeding traffic ticket.
Okay. But that's not what he actually did, correct?
No, that's not.
Why did you issue him an impeding traffic ticket?
Mr. Mathis at the time had a good driving record. He knew what he did. He told me he admitted to it, and he had a good attitude on the road. So I chose to go an impeding traffic ticket.
I object.
What's your
I
objection?
didn't- I never admitted to anything. Do you guys have that on the record? Did you guys pull that up that I admitted to something?
You'll have a chance
Not,
to,
then that's false.
Mr. Mathis, you'll have a chance. Your objection's overruled. This is his testimony from his memory. You'll have a chance to testify yourself and add any additional evidence here. So at this point, that is not a proper objection. It's overruled. Anything else to add there to that?
What, just very briefly, Judge, what infraction did you actually observe?
I could have wrote him two infractions, either disobey traffic control device or disobey traffic signal.
And that's what he actually did, correct?
Correct.
Judge, I have nothing further at this time.
Now, Mr. Mathis, it's your opportunity to ask Officer Moran any questions that you feel are necessary. Now, I just want to instruct you. You'll have a chance to testify if you choose to in a moment. Right now, anything that you say should be in the form of a question directed at the officer. If you're going to start testifying, I'm going to have to interrupt you and redirect you. You'll have that chance in a moment. It's just to ask questions. So go ahead with any questions you have.
All right. Well, for the record, is there any injured party? Do we have a sworn affidavit or complaint from an injured party?
No, there's no injured party.
Okay, so we don't have any injured party. So Judge, you've been sworn in to uphold the Constitution, correct?
I'm not on the stand. I'm not answering any questions like that, Mr. Moran, or Mr. Mathis, excuse me.
So what type of court is this? Is this Admiralty Maritime Law?
Mr. Mathis, right now is your opportunity to ask Officer Moran any questions that you want to. If you're going to make some legal objections or something along those lines, you can do that in your closing. But right now, this moment in time is for you to ask Officer Moran any questions.
Okay, well, for the record, we don't have any injured parties, correct?
Judge, that's been asked and answered.
Sustained. He already answered that question.
Right, correct. I just wanted to make sure that we got that on the record. So
He questions why the hearing is even taking place, but the reason seems straightforward.
You'll have a chance.
He chose to contest the matter
Mr. Mathis,
instead
you'll
of
have a chance.
resolving the
Your
traffic
objection's
citation
overruled.
earlier.
This is his
By
testimony from
requesting
his
a
memory. You'll
formal
have a
hearing,
chance to
he
testify yourself
initiated a
and add any
process that
additional
follows
evidence here.
established courtroom
At this point,
procedures.
that is not
His
a proper
confusion
objection.
about
It's
how the
overruled.
proceeding works
Anything else
suggests
to
he
add there
may
to
not
that?
fully understand the structure of a
Just very
typical
briefly,
case,
Judge,
which generally
what,
includes opening statements,
what
witness testimony,
infraction did
and
you
closing
actually
arguments
observe?
at the same time.
I could have
The
wrote
judge
him
appears to be
two
handling the
infractions, either
situation with notable
disobey traffic
patience,
control device
calmly
or
guiding the
disobey
process despite
traffic signal.
repeated interruptions.
that's
Maintaining
what he
composure
actually
in the
did,
face of
correct?
confusion or
Correct.
resistance is part of ensuring that the
Judge, I have
record
nothing
remains
further at
clear
this time.
and the hearing proceeds
Now,
fairly.
Mr. Mathis,
The
it's your
contrast
opportunity
between
to
the
ask
judge's
Officer
measured
Moran any
approach and the
questions that you
defendant's
feel are
apparent
necessary.
frustration creates a
Now, I just want to
noticeable
instruct you.
tension
You'll have a
as the
chance to
case moves
testify if you
forward.
choose to.
Judge, I don't think that's an appropriate question for
It
Officer
should
Moran.
it should have been no type of charge of
Hang on,
anything.
Mr. Mathis. When there's just like when you made an objection, we all waited for the court to make a ruling. That's what you need to do. So, Mr. Kluzny just made an objection that your question was actually more of a legal argument. I think that's what your objection was, Mr. Kluzny, correct?
Yes, Judge, I don't believe there was a question directed to the officer.
So I'm sustaining that objection. And again, you can make those legal arguments or whatever the case is that you want to make at the end. Right now, it's just questions or not to Officer Moran. Anything else?
No, that's the only question that I have. If there's no injured party, he said no one was injured.
All right. So, Mr. Kluzny, would you like to call any additional witnesses? Or I should ask you first, any redirect of Officer Moran?
Not at this time, Judge.
All right. Then any additional witnesses, Mr. Kluzny?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mathis, will you be testifying or do you have any witnesses that you'd like to call on your behalf?
No, I don't.
All right. Mr. Kluzny, then your closing statement.
Judge, based on the testimony of Officer Moran and the video, it's clear by a preponderance of evidence that the defendant committed the offense of disobeying a traffic signal. The authority for the stop comes from MCL 257.611 or 257.612. I believe that's for the traffic control device. The video in this case could not be more clear, Judge. You see Officer Moran is in the left turn lane. He gets a green arrow, and the defendant in his vehicle has a red light. drives right through the red light. If Officer Moran didn't stop, he would have hit the defendant's vehicle because he went right through the red light. It's rare that we have a video that is as clear as this, Judge. And the officer tried to give him a break by writing him for an impeding instead of what he actually did, which was disobeying a traffic signal. And I believe it's clear based on the testimony in the video that the defendant is responsible for that traffic offense of disobeying a traffic signal.
Repeat your change.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got the light?
Mr. Mathis, your closing argument?
Well, what I would like to say on the record is no one was injured. There's no injured parties. If you guys can't bring forth any injured party, then why are we still here? I need this to be dismissed, and the funds that was issued on the bond account needs to be reimbursed to me. Period. You guys don't have any injured party here. Based on the Constitution, the Sixth Amendment, if you guys can't bring forth the accuser, then this needs to be dismissed.
If someone were to follow that line of reasoning and claim there are no victims of traffic violations, it would ignore the broader purpose of traffic laws. Regulations like stopping at red lights, following speed limits, and observing school zone restrictions exist to protect everyone on the road. Without those rules, driving conditions would quickly become unsafe and unpredictable, putting countless people at risk that are in this situation. It appears the defendant is relying on sovereign citizen-style arguments in an attempt to challenge the citation. Some individuals use those claims believing they can avoid penalties by disputing jurisdiction or redefining common legal terms. However, courts generally apply established statutes and precedent rather than personal interpretations of the law. As the hearing continues, the key question is whether his strategy will hold up against the evidence and standard legal procedure.
Judge, it looks like there was a $175 bond posted. Judge, I apologize. I actually, the file is here. I'm going to send the file into court.
Mr. Klusny, the amendment was to disobey a traffic signal, which is a... Okay.
I apologize, Judge. The file coming into you.
That's all right. The amendment that the people made here was to disobey a traffic signal. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. The courts heard the testimony, the arguments of the parties, reviewed the video that was introduced as evidence. The video shows clearly the vehicle driven by Mr. Mathis go through a red light, the traffic signal at 11 in Washington. The standard here at issue is preponderance. The video showed beyond any doubt, really, that that's what occurred. Also, there's testimony from Officer Moran that that Mr. Mathis did actually admit on the roadside that he had done what was alleged to have occurred here today. That testimony was uncontroverted by any other evidence that was introduced. With that, the court does find Mr. Mathis to be responsible for the amended charge of disobey a traffic signal. That's a $150 fine. Mr. Mathis has posted a $175 bond, so the court will apply the bond to the fine of $150. There's a $25 refund.
After everything presented during the hearing, it may seem like the effort to contest the ticket resulted in a lengthy process without a clear benefit. By choosing to challenge the citation, the defendant extended the proceedings,
Mr. Mathis
did
at the
not
time had a
provide
good driving
substantial
record.
testimony
He knew
or
what he did. He
evidence
told
to
me he admitted
strongly
to it,
support his
and he had a
position.
good attitude
From
on
an
the road,
outside
so I
perspective,
chose
that
to
can
go
make
and
the
impede the
outcome
traffic
feel
ticket.
somewhat predictable. Situations like this highlight the
What's your
importance of
objection?
preparation
I never admitted to
and
anything.
understanding legal
You guys have that on
procedures
the record?
before
Did you guys
deciding to
pull that up
dispute
that
a
I
charge
admitted
in court.
to something?
When someone
have a chance
contests
to-
a
That's
ticket,
false.
the court
Mr.
expects
Mathis, you'll have a
coherent
chance. Your
arguments
objection's
supported by
overruled.
facts
This is his
or
testimony
evidence.
from his memory.
Without
You'll have a
that,
chance to
the
testify
process
yourself
can
and
appear
add any additional
unproductive.
evidence here. So
Ultimately,
at this
reactions
point,
to the
it's
case
not a
will
proper
vary.
objection. It's
Some may
overruled.
view it as an example
else
of
to add there to
misplaced
that?
confidence,
What-
while others might
just
see it
very
as a
briefly,
reminder
Judge,
of how
what,
important it is to approach legal matters with
what
proper knowledge
infraction
and
did you
preparation.
actually